Hey guys, TommyBryson here, and when is it okay to go ahead and quit your job? And by the way, a lot of people hate their jobs, but not everyone can go ahead and quit their jobs. And by the way, around 90% of all the jobs I ever had, I hated. I did not like them, and I quit them. However, I did not just quit them on a whim. I had to say, hey, I'm ready to quit right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and quit. I do not like the idea that, hey, I don't like it, so I'm not gonna do it, okay? I think growing up, for example, in a third world country and seeing my mom, for example, work jobs she hated to take care of us, actually made me have like a little sense of pride to say, hey, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to get where you're going. But the idea that I don't like it, I'm gonna quit. When is it okay to actually go ahead and quit your job? And by the way, I'm not saying work a job for 40 years, although you don't like it, and just stay there. That's not what I want for you either. In this video, I'll tell you exactly how do you know when it's time to go ahead and quit that job, and how do you set up your life to go ahead and say, hey, I don't need this job. I'm gonna go ahead and quit and be comfortable also. Now, guys, if you guys are new here, I post videos every single day, so make sure to also subscribe and hit the bell to get notified, and on top of that, also destroy the like button. Now, I do have a warning here of some sorts, okay? I learn best with stories of real people and real examples. So basically, I have now a second channel. It's called the TommyBryson channel, where I actually take your calls one-on-one. And I've had a lot of stories that I've actually heard so far. So in this video, I'll share with you guys real stories to help things stick to your mind, okay? I'll also give you steps also, but the whole idea is stories help me the most. And that's why in this video, I'm gonna share with you guys 3 stories that are gonna help you out a ton. Now, the very first one, guys, is a very common situation. Tommy, I hate my job. I can't stand it, but I have bills to pay, people to impress, and I just can't quit whenever I want to, okay? So what exactly do I do here? Well, I'll tell you about 2 people that I actually know personally, but I can't say the names, obviously for legal reasons, so on, for privacy. But the first person is my old boss. And this old boss, let's say for example, her name is Sasha. Now, Sasha was very mean to people, screamed at people, and said very constantly, I can't stand this job, but she had been working there for a very long time. Now, the idea is that if you hate your job, but do nothing about it, you're never gonna change the situation, right? It's not gonna change magically. However, my other friend, Ricardo, for example, he did not like the job. He was nice though, and he said, Tommy, I don't like it. I said, what are you gonna do? He said, well, I'm gonna go back to school, get a master's degree, and make myself more marketable, and then go out there and get the job I actually wanna get. However, Ricardo had one flaw though. Ricardo had the flaw of inconsistency. So once he graduated, he did not want to quit the job because basically he just had a kid and he did not want to quit. He was very uncomfortable with it. However, though, he was forced out. They actually fired him. Why? He's overqualified. Plus, we're cutting the department. Now, this meant that now he had to go out there and get the job he wanted no matter what. He found a job, for example, teaching disabled kids with learning disabilities, and he actually enjoys it a ton. When he calls me, he says, Tommy, I love this job. He's smiling, everything's solid. Now, what exactly does this mean, guys, okay? It means, for example, if you don't like your job, but you have bills, you gotta do something behind the scenes. Don't just quit, obviously, don't quit. You got bills to do, right? All that stuff. No, you don't quit. But once you're done with work, well, go out there and get an online degree, an online trade job, whatever you want to do, or learn a new skill. So then go out there and basically quit that job, but be comfortable making other money from somewhere else, okay? That's the idea. So now that's a lot harder, right? Because now you're saying, hey, I have an 8-hour job, like full-time job, but now I have to do something else. The answer is yes. If you want to quit the job fast as possible, you got to go out there and get a new skill and something you actually like and enjoy and you're good at, and then go out there and get a job within that, okay? That's the idea. That's how I would do it basically. Or if I hated my job and I didn't know what to do because that's many bills, well, get a skill, get a job within that skill, and that way you can quit that job, but also have income. I don't like the idea, hey, I'm just gonna quit the job and be broke for a while and stay at home with my parents. I don't really like that idea that much, okay? The idea is set yourself up for success by getting a new skill. Now, story number 2, guys, okay? And by the way, this one is a lot more rare. Tommy, I graduated college. I have a good job. pays me a lot of money, by the way, a decent amount, maybe like 50K, 70K, and I don't like it. So I want to quit it, okay? How do I do it, okay? How do I quit this job when basically it makes me so much money? Now, by the way, money does not equal happiness. Money does not equal, hey, I enjoy this, okay? Money cannot buy you. It can sometimes for some people out there, but not for everyone, okay? And the idea is, if you're gonna spend, for example, a third of your life in a job you hate, that's not the best thing ever. It's a lot of time. 40 years is a very long time. By the way, we already know that basically 85% of people out there hate their jobs. It's basically a statistic, by the way. So what do you do here, okay? Well, I'll tell you a story also. I got this call from someone on my other channel, and they said, Tommy, I'm an engineer. I went to school for 6 years, but I hate this job, and I already put in a 2-week notice to actually quit. I said, why would you do that, okay? It's not always what you do, but it's also why you do it, right? So he said, well, I want to do it because basically I got this car rental business right now with Turo, where I basically buy cars, I finance them, I rent them out, and right now it's making me around $1,000 a month. And I said, well, what happens if you don't get any business anymore? What are you gonna do then? Well, I don't know. Well, what happens if you borrow so much money, but then things stop? Well, now you owe a lot of money, right? You can get in trouble very quickly. Now, usually this comes from impatience. Now, when I say, for example, it's not what you do, but why you do it, I'm not saying, hey, work a job you hate forever because basically it makes you a lot of money. No, I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying, for example, is if you don't like a job, but it pays you a lot of money, what you want to do is usually you want to use that money to buy your freedom as fast as possible. Meaning, get out of debt, start investing money, buy a property, pay it off. By the way, the biggest expense ever is going to be shelter, right? Where you live, your home, where you rent, or where you buy. So you can basically make that zero, just tax and insurance. Well, in reality, you can grab another job that doesn't pay that much money, but in reality, you don't really need that much money anymore. So if you work a job you don't like, well, use that money that you actually make to go ahead and get, for example, a skill or lower your expenses, and then go ahead and get the job that you actually want to get. And by the way, the only way to do this is basically, hey, you gotta go out there and find out exactly what you actually like to do. And by the way, if you want to start a business, take my advice on this, okay, guys. You never want to quit a job on a business that's not been working for you for at least 12 to 18 months of consistent profits being higher than your actual salary. That's the idea there. So I don't quit a job and say, hey, this business made me $1,000 last month, so I'm gonna quit. No, the answer is no. You wait until it's consistent and it shows you, hey, it's going to be here for a while. And then you can go ahead and quit your job. But a strategy that I would use is basically, hey, if I make 70K, why don't I buy a house, right? Pay it off in 5 years or 7 years by sacrifice. And now I can work a job doing whatever I want. And by the way, extra story here, okay? Extra story. Let's talk about this. I have a friend, used to live upstairs, okay? And this friend is an expert with finance and the stock market, actually works for a hedge fund. And you can imagine, okay, makes a lot of money. I'm talking about 6 figures. And he said, Tommy, I don't like this job. So what I'm gonna do is quit and go work at a nonprofit. And I couldn't understand it. I couldn't understand it. But in reality, by the way, his name is, actually, I can't say his name, so I'm gonna bleep it out. But overall, guys, okay, this guy is so smart to the point where his entire idea is, hey, Tommy, I'm gonna grab this money, invest it, make a lot of it, right? And then just go work the job that I actually wanna work. Because at the end of the day, okay, money is not everything. Again, money does not equal happiness, but you do need money to live this lifestyle, okay? So the idea is, if you can manage to cover your expenses with another job, but doesn't pay that much money, but you actually enjoy it, that's a lot better, okay? That's what you wanna do. I'd rather spend, for example, a third of my life on something I like than something I hate, but making money, and use that money to do nothing with it, okay? The goal is freedom. So use that job to get freedom. Do not just go ahead and say, hey, I'm gonna quit. This job makes you so much money. I'm also gonna give up on a 6-year degree that it took me so long to actually get. That's the idea. Now, the last story, guys, here is number 3. Last situation here. And by the way, it's not really about quitting, but it's more about starting, okay? And by the way, when you're going to college, the idea is, well, get a job that's gonna make you money, all this stuff. But if you know for a fact you don't like that job, you're not gonna do it, you're not using the degree, then don't do it, okay? I had a call yesterday when a 17-year-old kid called me and said, Tommy, I'm doing accounting because basically you did accounting. And I was like, why are you doing it exactly though? What's your goal with it? Are you gonna use the degree? He told me, Tommy, I have 0 plans to use this degree. I am not gonna use it, I promise you this. So I said, why the heck are you gonna spend 3 to 4 years in college doing accounting? He said, well, it's normal, right? That's what you're supposed to do. I'm saying, no, don't do that. What he wanted to do is carpentry, right? Dealing with like woods and building things. So I said, why not go ahead and get a trade job or like a trade degree in that field and work that a lot better? And also it can make you a decent amount of money, and that can also be happier. The point is, if you have the opportunity to get started the right way, we'll do it the right way. Don't start with something you don't like and you hate. That's not the goal, unless you have a powerful why. Saying, hey, I don't like this job, but I'm willing to do it because that way I can basically take care of my income while I build something else. Usually the goal is, if I have a job I hate, when do I quit it? Well, basically, when you have enough income coming in to actually say, I can quit, no problem. Or for example, when you can get a job lined up first and you also have an emergency fund in case things don't go your way. Or for example, you get another degree in something else that you actually like, that way you can go ahead and quit and have peace of mind. The point is, you quit when you're comfortable and you know basically you're going to be okay. But the goal is, do not land yourself in a trap. Don't get a high paying job, get a bunch of liabilities, and now you have a problem where basically, hey, no matter what I do, if I quit this job, I can't pay for this house, I can't pay for this car, I can't pay the credit cards, I can't pay the student loan debt. No, you gotta wipe off all the debt. And sometimes that means sell the car, sell the house, start over. That's the goal. But guys, overall, I hope this video helped you, and I hope these stories are not going to be used someday. And by the way, share your story down below, okay? Let me know what job you have and if you hate it, okay? Do you hate your job or you like it? And by the way, although I quit those jobs, again, I did not quit all of a sudden. I took my time to build my income and get other jobs. That way I can quit and be comfortable and not worried about going homeless. I'll see you guys next time. As always, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified. If you guys want to follow me on Instagram, join me on Instagram right here. And also, I have 2 other channels, the TommyBryson Show, where I post there every single day also. And also, Ask TommyBryson, where basically I post there every single day also, taking your calls one-on-one for free for 30 minutes. If you want to join me there, we'll also link down below. See you guys tomorrow. And as always, peace.